What you're getting
Is
right
someone
now
talking
is
to me?
exclusive. This is the Polight that you don't see.
Yeah.
This is the Polight that makes men amongst men follow his leadership.
I've been going so damn hard, I swear I think that I'm Garvey. Young boy, yeah, this conscious shit, I think that I'm Garvey. Swear I'm banging on these haters, if you conscious, you know it. This is for my niggas that be thinking they Garvey. Watch me hit the strip and wake my peoples like Garvey.
Learned how to articulate or vent their frustrations. It's hard to separate themselves from the conviction that they can intellectualize in an audible sense from the fact that when confronted with adversity, it may not suffice for them not to entrust their own thinking, but at the very least allow somebody to review what you might say, because you don't want to lose people who appreciated you because of the manner in which you responded. You can't feel you so intelligent that you don't have to be calculative when it comes time to speak. So there's rules of engagement, like leadership on the real, and that's never a shot against people. You have to have a wife and you have to be there consistently with the woman. You can say the woman is nothing or the man is the leader of the house, but why won't the world respect that man unless he has a woman? That should tell you the significance of the feminine energy or principle, because nobody really wants to, by design, have a man that's a single bachelor rule the country. It's a sign of a lack of discipline. You dig? And the whole world wants to know, how come an intelligent man can't convince a woman to stay with him for X amount of time? You see, that's leadership. That's not a shot to nobody. That's like the world. This is historical. So when we're talking about leadership, we got to consider certain principles. So they want you to not only come in with a woman, they want you to also have a child, because it represents potency. We want to know you healthy enough to make a child, and we want you to come in at a certain age. We don't want you in there too young, right? Because you want to set a standard for what age you should have a consistent relationship with a woman, and by that time already produced a child or two, to preference a boy and a girl. And we also need to know that you went to one of the schools that many others have gone through to cultivate that which we identify as leadership. And we need to know that you went through some kind of sorority or some type of initiation. Why? Because we need to know that you can keep a secret, because when you come into office, you can't talk to everybody. And we need to know that the level of schooling that you got, you had to separate yourself from friends and family. Why? Because as a leader, you won't be able to hang out with a bunch of random people at all times. You're going to have to be more secluded. You have to be a little introverted. As a leader, you won't be able to just do what you want, nor your children. So we need to know, did your children stay with you around this time so they're conditioned to not act a fool and say, well, even though my daddy's a leader, I want to go out those streets and I want to hit the club and I want to party, because then that's an embarrassment to you, because it looks like whatever you're doing, if you're trying to get the community to buy into your leadership, your family should be making subscriptions to what you're teaching. You see, leadership is not really what a lot of us want. We think we want it until we get criticized. Once you start being criticized and you see how a lot of people start acting out, once you criticize them, they be on these raves on social media for 2-3 months, raising hell. We seen this all the time in the community. They think, they think they want leadership. They think they ready. You feel me? Until adversity. That's when they realize, but they don't say this. This is not exactly what I thought I wanted. No, you want the celebrity that comes with the leadership. But are you willing to have the onus put on you when it comes to making quality decisions? Do you have it in you to back down when you realize there's more at stake going to war for another brother? Do you have it in you to have the patience to win people back over after a conspiracy or an allegation that's been made about you? Do you feel so betrayed that you lose faith in the very people that you invested your time, energy, and money into? You know, do you undermine or condemn the people who criticize you for rightful circumstances? You feel me? So the leadership situation is a relationship with everybody on an intimate level as far as intellect is concerned, whilst at the same rate is not given to you in the reciprocal. Meaning, to be a leader, you have to dispose yourself to so many different personalities, it can drain you. You have to give yourself to so many different people and have even that much less people give themselves back to you. You feel me? Somebody want to talk to you for 2-3 hours and feel you're obligated to do so because you do what you do. And they might even think to themselves from time to time that you don't deserve the right to be with your own family. Or they may not even consider. Sometimes you really do. Like my family had to deal with the letdown. I told my daughter, because her birthday was July 31st, I said, listen, when daddy get done with this presentation, because I'm working hard, I'm reading, I'm studying every day. They went to the water park for her birthday. I made sure I facilitated so they can go. I said, I'm gonna do my best to get over there in time. I got one more meeting and I have to hit these books and I'm gonna get there. They caught me when I was leaving, when they just came back to the house. But she said, I understand. My little 9-year-old now said, I understand. I said, yo, I'm gonna definitely come through. You know how I get it in. The first opportunity I get, we're gonna see Pixels, because that's what she wanted to see. But she enjoyed the water park. She know I was invested in it financially and emotionally to make sure she got what she wanted. I just told her, I may not be able to make it, but I'll do my best. So today, I said, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. So they're like, yo, you made a commitment. I said, brother, I'm only gonna be there for an hour. I gotta go. I made a promise to my daughter. So my daughter comes and she tells me, here, Daddy, class is good. If you wanna stay, you can stay, we could do it tomorrow. I said, yo, I can leave today. It's late, so we won't be able to movie hop, because that's a big thing for us. We like to see how much shit we can sneak. It's like 10 of us deep, and we trying to see if we can be incognito 10 deep. You know what I'm saying? It's mad fun. So that's one of our little things we do, you know? So, and it's crazy, and I'll roll on the floor and all of that, and they be like, Daddy, stop doing that. I literally roll and be looking left and right. She like that stuff. Yeah, she laughing now, she like it. So, you know, that's what I do, you know, and we have fun. So it's like, oh, we only gonna catch one movie tonight if we go. Nah, because we normally go every week. If I don't get to do nothing else with them, we're gonna go out to dinner at some restaurant and we're gonna go to a movie. And the reason being, because I'm so into what I do, I can be real separated in my house. Like, I'm reading for so many hours, they'll be like saying stuff to me, and then I have like this 3-minute delayed response, like, you said something? Then, she's laughing, because I'll be like,
what you getting
is someone
right now
talking
is
to me?
exclusive. This is the Polight that you don't see.
Yeah.
This is the Polight that makes men amongst men follow his leadership.
You want to touch on the fact that you lost your home for various reasons? I'm not sure.
I got a question real quick, though.
I'm talking, brother. Hold on.
I was next, brother.
I was next. This is
Real quick.
Hold on, bro.
you bring it into chaos.
Human
Practice my
furniture
act.
speaks.
Speak my act, do my act.
Yeah, man.
You know that.
You know I'm doing Ready for R. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wanted you to speak on the fact that you lost your home, and now you're in a home in PA. If you can go into detail about that, let us know.
Well, I would say this. We was actually planning on moving into a new house within about 60 days from the time that we had the twins. What happened
Beautiful
where we
babies,
lived
too.
at is there was a hole in the roof of the building. We lived on the first floor. The building got flooded, the ceiling came in. So
in the house.
the landlord asked my wife to sign a disclaimer saying, they'll instantly move us to another spot in the complex, no harm, no foul, as long as we sign the disclaimer stating that we were at fault for the situation that happened to the entire building. So of course I advised her, hell no, not to sign that. And
That's crazy.
this is my friend. You know what I'm saying? This is real outside of YouTube land. So when I'm hollering at him like, yo, look, guess what the fuck just happened? Boom, 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 boom. Like, nigga, knock it off. This is what I do. Where are you at? How soon can you get here? I already got a spot ready for you. Real time. So, this is something that extends beyond, videos. We giving it to you because it's in this type of set. You know what I'm saying? But this is what it is. This is why, like I said, There are qualities that go outside of the 100+ books and how many debates he's won or how much publicity he's getting because of those things that make us respect his leadership and follow him wherever he tells us to go.
And I like to say, in New Covenant, by law, a friend is one who's willing to invest in you or one you're willing to invest in. So we're dealing with my all over again. Reciprocity, something that is mutually beneficial to both parties.
Most definitely. Perry, you had a question with the ask the brother.
Yeah, when you was talking about leadership and you were saying about them having publicists and things like that, it really sounded like you were speaking. I've been battling with this in my own head for a little while now, as far as being a puppet and a puppeteer. So it seems like leaders, from what you just explained to me, is more like puppets, and the publicists are more like the puppeteers. So who has the real power? Just like you said, if you're the leader, you don't get to write your own speech and then just go out there and present the speech without nobody looking over it. You know what I mean? So I've been, like I said, battling with this from within myself for the last few weeks or whatever. As far as like, do I want to play the puppeteer or do I want to play the puppet? You know what I mean? Because in my relationship, we have elders with my mate, me and my queen. We have elders who support us and who counsel us. So we go sit down with them. So those are our puppeteers in a way, you know what I mean? But they're guiding us through our relationship to make sure we stay strong and tight. So as a leader, to make sure that you're on point, you have your elders, your guides or whatever, you know what I mean? But so which role is more puppet? Would you consider that as being a puppet, as a leader?
Well, I say this. I don't like the connotation around the word puppet and puppeteer, but I totally understand what you're saying. And leadership is the ultimate sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to a live television show?
No.
Well, I know my daughter want to go in, right? Oh. She's like, I have. Well, one of the most fascinating parts of that experience that she probably dying to tell you is how fake it all is. Yeah. And the last thing on your mind when you watch TV is think that it's fake. Yeah. It's so well orchestrated that the cues are on time, the punchlines are on time, but when you really go to the show, it's the laughing machine or it's the sign, laugh now, applause, cease, sigh. Okay, commercial time, everyone's running, make up every commercial. No, you thought these people were just naturally in place, but per the commercial, we're gonna re-hook up everything we just last hooked up, right? We don't wanna see no sweat. These are things subconsciously that register to us outside the context of reality. So then, and what I mean by that is this: we never notice people are not sweating when we watch TV. We don't notice this because they'll see to it that they don't sweat and they'll dry their face and put a new cast of makeup on. Why is that important? Because to the subconscious mind, things appear to be pretty perfect. Without even recognizing it, you kind of get this impression that this is the way it is. And such is the case with leadership. No one's perfect, but this projection has to be put forth. And some people say this is fake. No, the manner in which you deal with your situation because you're on a new level now. Like for instance, and I always have this discussion with my wives, right? That we have to make sure that if we ever find ourselves in a compromising position, that we don't disappoint the people who are walking with us by dealing with each other to a degree that is not only demeaning but disrespectful to each other, because that is the lead. And people may say, well, because I've had this conversation, we're not entitled to have issues. No, not in public. We're not entitled. So much so, we're not really entitled to have it in private because it may register in the public through the practice or the habit of having problems in general, right? So we must practice not having drama, not in front of our children, like we must not have that drama in front of the public. So in turn, we have to be void of drama overall, because drama is a practice and we are habitual species. So once we get the ball rolling on drama, it's hard to stop. You see what I'm saying? So our whole interfacing with each other, it has to change because we're fitting a mold to change the condition of our people, and the best way to do so is through example and through practice. So we have to practice or demonstrate, or practice demonstrating the example that has to be projected before the people walking with us. Because just as you can work years to build a reputation, you can lose it at the first instance of a mode of intemperance. You know, like 5 minutes of irresponsible behavior can take away 10 years of hard work. It's not fair, it's a double standard, but it's true. You see?
It's easy to get in trouble, hard to get out.
You already know. So when I'm communicating, even with my daughters, I always have to communicate with them like, you know, you have a responsibility, if you didn't even want to do it for yourself before this family, to get into relationships with people that have high appraisal based on character and ambition. Because it'd be disrespectful to the legacy of this family for you to deviate and get with a knucklehead. Because a knucklehead has nothing to contribute to this family, because we're looking to bring a prestige to our name. You see, when you allow someone to take on your name, you're allowing them to take on your company. We say in New Covenant, love is law, family is business. So since love is law, right, and family is business, the love being law is the contract we have with each other, right? And we conduct our family as business so third parties can't interrupt the potential that is our progression as a family unit. They can come in and disturb family, but not if it's a business, because if it's a business, there's a contract, and if there's a contract, a third party doesn't have a say in a private agreement amongst two parties. So we have what's called the transposition lien methodology that we employ, the manner in which we marry each other, and the system of dowry inclusive or incorporated into a UCC financing statement. First in time, first in line. So my wife puts a lien on my possessions and I have a lien on her possessions, and this is codified by the financing statement, that no third party could come in and say that they could repossess or take anything that we already went into debt with each other previous to the third party's conceptions of a foreclosure or repossession. But not to digress, love is law, contract, and family is business is going to be incorporated into the contract. Friend, one who's willing to invest in you, one you're willing to invest in, that which is mutually beneficial to both parties. Consideration, what is consideration? When two parties invest in something and make money back from it. If my wife and I collectively or as a group invest in a property and we make money back, pardon me, that's called appreciation. Okay, so there's appreciation there, and we hold that property that we're appreciating or getting appreciation from in trust. So there's an entitlement where somebody is willing to be in debt to someone else or to provide a service on behalf of someone else to turn it over to a beneficiary. So we create a circumstance where someone can legally benefit from something being held in trust, and thus we securitize that, right, by collateralizing the property and having an instrument that demonstrates